this brand is from Korea.
안녕하세요. 한국경제신문 박신영입니다. 저는 지금 맨해튼의 파리바게뜨 매장 안으로 들어와 있습니다. 이곳은 맨해튼 안에 40번가 인근에 있는 매장이고, 최근에 미국에서 파리바게뜨가 굉장히 사세를 확장을 하고 있고 뉴요커들의 사랑도 듬뿍 받고 있어서 이곳에 취재를 왔습니다.
If you look at the different categories, bread, right? Bread and pastry and cake make up almost 80% of what we do, but here we have our savory products, so many of them. We've got our ham and cheese pastry, hash brown bread, curry croquette.
But there is no big difference from Korea.
No, I think the brand born out of Korea, but French inspired a lot of them, and then there's some Asian influence items, and then we've got some American. Right, this pastel de nata is a very popular one in South America. I think we see a blend. Again, we're an American bakery cafe. Even if we open in Wichita, Kansas, or Orlando, Florida, the response from the American consumer is super positive. And there's a diverse, ethnicities that we see are appealing.
특별히 레몬 저게 나의 원픽이야.
We feel, again, and if you look at the bakery cafe segment as a whole, we're doing something different. Right? Most of them, you can almost label them or define them as eateries, right? They have sandwiches and salad and soup with bakery as a secondary offering. Our primary offering, as you see, is breads, pastries, and cakes. So I don't feel like we've got, many competitors outside of the local mom and pops.
I'm Juju.
How often do you come here, Paris Baguette?
Every time I come into New York, so maybe like 2 or 3 times a month. Probably because I've traveled overseas, so I like the quality of the pastries compared to other places.
Pastry.
Really good locations. So,
Really good location.
Yeah, so if I'm walking this way from Penn Station, and it looks busy, I'll find another one within like probably another 5 blocks.
Yeah, look, not always, right? It's relative, but I think we've got to look at ensuring the demographics are correct, right? And ensuring that rent price point is where it needs to be, and that we've got the right, a location. Very important. But we put it through a committee and everybody reviews and then we formally approve it. Every location. But the exciting thing is, in addition to being the urban markets like New York City, right? And downtown Chicago and San Francisco and LA, we're also really doing well, the brand, as we expand into suburban America.
제 옆에는 지금 데런 팁턴 파리바게뜨 미국 법인의 CEO님께서 나와 있습니다. Nice to see you.
감사합니다. Thank you for having me.
In your opinion, what are the competitive points of this Paris Baguette in US?
Look, I think the brand speaks for itself. I think bakery cafes, right, are scarce at large. And if you look at most towns, villages, cities, they always had a mom and pop bakery, right? Or bakeries that people migrated to for fresh bread, pastries and cakes. And those have long gone. Most of them, they've greatly diminished. And so there's a great opportunity for Paris Baguette to come in and reestablish a neighborhood bakery cafe as the heart of the community. And that's exactly what we're doing.
The Paris Baguette is growing so fast.
It is.
How could you do that?
Last year we opened 43 cafes in North America, pretty good number coming out of COVID. And again, this year our goal is to be at 80, if not 100. We're in 31 states now with about 9 more on the horizon. So hopefully by the end of this year and certainly next year we'll be in 40 states and eventually we'll go through all 50.
But most of bakeries or restaurants are suffering because of inflation. So how about the Paris Baguette?
Yeah, look, I think inflation, the industry at large, right, is certainly facing inflation. But, we've got labor in the mix as well. But we really stood strong. We didn't take massive price along the way during the pandemic. And I think we were positioned well because we sort of were an essential need. We sort of were an essential business during the pandemic, having bread and then pastries and cake. I think we came out of that and certainly went through it extremely strong. We took our standard price upwards of 3%, but nothing above and beyond like you saw within the industry. And so we were able to weather the storm. And, I think our overall sales and guest count and guest sentiment has sort of spoken for that.
Is there any surprisingly popular items in this US?
Yeah, look, it's a great question. Our cakes are really something special for the market because they're not the typical extremely sweet, high sugar cakes that I think the American consumer tends to be used to. So again, the breads, pastries, and cakes are incredible.
But US consumers maybe not used at red bean bread or mochi donuts.
Yeah, they love, I think, red bean bread for sure, right? The American consumer has taken to, and certainly mochi donuts. You see a lot of other bakeries now representing with mochi donuts. So I think mochi donuts has certainly crossed over, and the American consumer has definitely embraced it. So I've got over 30 years in food and beverage industry, in fast casual, fine dining, sports and entertainment, and bakery cafe. In fact, this is the third bakery cafe chain that I've worked for. I was with Au Bon Pain, and then Le Pain Quotidien before coming over to Paris Baguette about 5.5 years ago now, going on 6 years. And it's an exciting, it's been an exciting journey and an incredible company. Because as I said, what really differentiates Paris Baguette is the fact that they're a true bakery. Our core offering is bread, pastry, and cakes. 80% of what we do being breads, pastries, and cake, or certainly upwards of 80%. And I think cakes are the differentiator, right? The cakes we have, the other concepts I've worked for in the segment haven't offered cakes. So it's a big differentiator for this brand and for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
감사합니다. Thank you so
감사합니다.
much.
Did you know that this brand is from Korea?
Really?
Oh, you don't know that?
No. I had no idea. Really? See,
Yeah.
you educated me today.
Yeah.
Wow.
So-
Okay, I always thought it was European because you affiliate the name Paris with Europe. That's so interesting.